Swan Lake. Once upon a time, in a beautiful and peaceful land, there was a young and brave prince named Siegfried. Prince Siegfried was kind-hearted and loved to hunt in the vast forests around his kingdom. One sunny day, as the prince went out hunting with his friends, they chased a beautiful white swan deep into the forest. After a long pursuit, the swan led them to a large and mysterious lake. The lake was surrounded by tall, ancient trees, and the water was so clear that one could see the pebbles at the bottom. As the prince approached the lake, the white swan suddenly transformed into a beautiful young princess. The prince was shocked and couldn't believe his eyes. The princess introduced herself as Odette. She told the prince that an evil sorcerer named Rothbart had cast a spell on her and all the other swans on the lake. During the day, they were swans, but at night, they regained their human forms. Odette said with a sad voice, "Only true love's kiss can break this cruel spell. Every night, we are released from this curse and can walk and talk like normal people, but as soon as the sun rises, we turn back into swans again." Prince Siegfried was deeply moved by Odette's story. He looked into her beautiful eyes and promised, "I will do everything in my power to break this spell and save you and your friends." From that moment on, the prince and the princess fell in love. They spent the whole night talking and dancing by the lake. The next morning, as the first rays of sunlight touched the lake, Odette and the other swans transformed back into their swan forms. The prince watched sadly as his beloved turned away. He vowed to return to the lake that night and find a way to break the spell. Back at the palace, the prince's mother informed him that he must choose a bride at a grand ball that was to be held soon. The prince was very reluctant because his heart already belonged to Odette, but he knew that as a prince, he had his duties. On the night of the ball, the palace was filled with guests from all over the kingdom. There were beautiful princesses from different lands, all hoping to marry the prince. Just as the prince was feeling sad and lost, Rothbart appeared with a girl who looked exactly like Odette. This girl was Odile, Rothbart's daughter. Rothbart had planned this carefully. He wanted to trick the prince into breaking his promise to Odette. The prince, thinking that Odile was Odette, danced with her and even promised to marry her. As soon as he made the promise, a loud thunderclap echoed through the palace. Rothbart laughed wickedly and revealed his evil plan. The prince was heartbroken when he realized what he had done. He quickly left the ball and rushed back to the lake. When he arrived at the lake, Odette was there, looking extremely sad. She told the prince that because he had broken his promise, the spell could no longer be broken by a true love's kiss. But the prince refused to give up. He fought against Rothbart with all his might. The battle was fierce. The prince used his sword skillfully, and Rothbart used his dark magic. In the end, with great courage and determination, the prince defeated Rothbart. As Rothbart fell, the spell was broken. Odette and the other swans transformed back into their human forms permanently. The prince and Odette were finally reunited. They hugged each other tightly and danced with joy by the lake. From that day on, the prince and Odette got married and lived happily ever after. The lake, which was once a place of sadness and curse, became a place of love and happiness. This story teaches us that true love can overcome any obstacle, no matter how difficult the situation is. If we have the courage and determination, we can fight against evil and achieve our goals. Also, it shows us the importance of keeping our promises. The prince almost lost his chance to save Odette because he broke his promise, but his love and bravery finally triumphed in the end. So, children, always remember to be true to your words and believe in the power of love.